Morning, y'all. Day 31. Yosemite full day. I'm looking in this meadow. It's like 6 in the morning right now. I'm looking for wildlife. Maybe some deer or a bear or something. There's just a couple of big crows. That's it. Slept pretty good last night. It was nice. It was nice and clear, so I was able to leave the rain fly off, and my tent site that I have for tonight as well. At first I was like, oh, this is like this is like in the open. There's no trees. I wanted to hang my hammock, all of that stuff, you know. I'm like, what the heck? But like literally like the only one without more than one tree. But it turned out to be amazing because I left the rain fly off and I could see stars all night. And I laid there for, an hour and a half after dark, just like watching the stars, partially because people were really loud, but partially just because I love looking at the stars, man. I love looking at the stars, and I love watching like the satellites. You can see the satellites go by and stuff. Actually, I got a video that it didn't look like it captured any stars, but it looked like it captured the satellite that I was looking at. So I'm going to put that in after this clip. Anyways, slept great, woke up this morning, and had dew all over everything. I didn't realize it until I tried to move. Unfortunately, I had like my phone and my battery with me, and it was, and I also had a book with me that I was reading, and I had all of it stuffed under the quilt with me. Not like, I wasn't like sleeping like this with it, but it was like under the quilt, so it stayed nice and protected. And I got lucky somehow, but everything else was covered in dew, including my quilt. So I've got it laid. I mean, I didn't put the rain fly on, so it's all just sitting there, and it's in the open, so it's going to dry out today while I'm having fun. But yeah, 6 a.m. and it was about 6:15, I guess. And so now I'm gonna just kind of putz my way down towards Yosemite Valley and get my day started. I'm gonna get some early parking down there in the valley. Probably there's a place I can get breakfast down there. I think I'm gonna do that. I think it starts at like 7, and then we're hitting the bricks, man. So yeah, man, I'm Rick Rare and I'm ready to get some more Yosemite in my life, man. All right, well, that's all I have to say about that. It's a satellite. Well, I'm in Yosemite Village, looking for a breakfast sandwich before I get started. But I'll take a waterfall for breakfast too. I'm okay with that. All right, let's see if we can do this without the sun blinding us. Let me use my other hand. Look at that. Wow, science. So it's about 9 o'clock or so, and it is an absolutely stunningly perfect morning. It's like just the perfect amount of cool, but you get that little bit of warmth in the sun. I made it over to Lower Yosemite Falls, which is what those are the falls you saw, and pretty much, you know, I decided this morning that I was just gonna walk all the way down to Bridal Veil Falls, which is kind of like the furthest point down in the valley in one direction. And that would probably make about half my day or so. I'm about 3.5 miles down from it right now on the Valley Loop Trail. I thought this would be nice as well because everywhere else is like kind of choked up with a lot of people on bikes and stuff. And this is nice because there's actually some dirt. It's not just pavement walking. But yeah, kind of my plan is to make my way down here and just slowly and enjoy it, and then be close to lunchtime, catch the shuttle, and head back to Yosemite Village for lunch. I've already hiked probably, I don't know, a couple and a half, 3 miles from the visitor center parking, and so it'll be about 6.5 or something by the time I do all of this, 7, which is that's a good breaking point for lunch. Get back, take the shuttle, get something to eat. But for now, I'm just walking this, enjoying the cliffs back here. Trying to spot climbers every once in a while. And just being in it, man. It's a gorgeous place to be. Just taking my time and soaking it in. I'm assuming that's a little trail so you can go climb up the cliffs back there. Some daring folks doing that stuff, man. A lot of things I'll do, but that one, I just can't get with it. And I gotta tell you guys, I got a cloud of gnats just chilling all up in my men. And that's mouth, eyes, and nose for people who ain't in the nose. Ah. It's El Capitan. And people climb it. Somebody done it without ropes. Don't know why, but made a documentary called Free Solo. You want to see something crazy? Watch it. Well, I did about 2 miles of that Valley Loop Trail, and the only place I get a break from the gnats is in the direct sun. Otherwise, I'm sitting here doing the windshield wiper, you know, like. So I'm changing tactics. I was going to go straight down to Bridal Veil. Instead, I'm cutting across over here to El Cap, and I think Might be able to get like more open in the sun trail to keep the gnats off me between El Cap and Bridal Veil. But yeah, moving along pretty good. The gnats kept me moving fast. Loving it though. Loving it though. Look at this. Hold on. Look at the side. Hold on. That is a gigantic stump, man. It's all burnt. Literally standing inside of it. I was snapping a picture. Yeah. So, El Cap, here we come. Hopefully we can spot some climbers. Yeah, I want to see a climber. Well, this is a nice change of pace from the gnat forest. It's nice and open in a meadow right along the Merced River on the exact kind of trails I like that you can barely see and constant views of El Cap. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah. I'll take shit an orienteer would say for 500, Alex. What is... Oh, these are my favorite kind of trails. The ones that barely look like a trail. Spoiler alert. It's not a trail. I mean, it was probably a game trail or something. Or it may have been a proper trail at one point, but not for a long time. No regrets though. I enjoyed it. Now I am cross-countrying back over to the road where there might be a trail. Also, I took a look. You know, there's something to be said for reading maps. Who reads maps? Certainly not someone who enjoys orienteering. It would have shown me that there was no trail more importantly, it would have shown me that there's not a spot that I could cross the river to get to Bridal Veil. Oh well, this is my adventure. There we go. Well, I ended up pulling the plug over at El Cap. So I got back to the road and I like walked back and got on the shuttle. And then I just took it back over here to the village so I could get some lunch. I was starting to feel a little weak. And I'd definitely done somewhere between like 6 and 7 miles at that point, so yeah, I earned it, I guess. But now I'm just hanging out. It's about 12:15 or so. I got me a cheeseburger with some fries and a cold bubbly drink, and just sat out, drove it in me, and now I'm just chilling, man. So I don't really know what I'm going to get into after this. Mostly right now I'm just enjoying the shade and letting yesterday's video get uploaded, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do. I think I might spend some time down here. There's like a museum and stuff, and there's a cool old historic hotel, so I think I might take some time and kind of mosey around and see some of that while I'm here. Big tree. Says this one was brand new in like 923. This is like almost 1,000 years of tree rings. Wicked.
This necklace here was all handmade, so I kind of put it in my pocket. So, there's quite a bit. We have to watch when the grapevine cones start falling too. And
So I love these infographics, these that talk about native use of plants and the land, different, parts of culture. And I have to say, though, it's something that kind of bothers me. Now, I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I love the look of this, right? It has a nice even look, but this picture here is from the 20s. This one is from the 50s, and this one is from the 90s. And this might, I don't know if this is going to seem like a weird thing to say, but I feel like a lot of people quickly make a judgment on the age of a photo based on, based on the coloration of it. And I understand that a lot of these things are, they're done evenly like that, right? It's all in sepia, it's all even, but I feel like there should be a little bit of difference, because I think sometimes it's easy for folks that don't have interactions with native groups I think it's easy for people to like misinterpret that and think, oh, this is all old, and this is like, these are things that people used to do, but these don't happen in like modern America. But like if those were shown in like modern colors, right? Or like if it's in the 50s and it's got that kind of grainy 50s colored look, right? I feel like that gives it something that takes them out of being contemporaneous with each other. You know? I mean, it shows kind of like a clear succession, and displays that, you know, it's like this is an Indian village exhibit, which is to show how things used to be. So when you look at all the pictures, if you're not reading anything, you make that assumption. But you know, these are traditions that still live and are active. And I feel like it's good for people to understand that. And whenever, you know, we're quickly intaking all this information, that visual cue, I think could go a long way to helping people realize the contemporaneous nature of some of it. You know, like that picture from the 90s could have been in full color, just like, you know, what I'm doing right now. And I think that has a different level of gravity. It brings it closer to home to say, like, yeah, this is real. Like, this is something that people still do. This isn't just like something that people play at. This is a real life way, you know. This is an alive culture. Anyways, that's my soapbox. But I'll show. There's some pretty cool bark buildings. These are Miwok, which are the local natives that lived around here. And these are neat. These are all bark houses, and there's more over this way, which are essentially built up, you know, just stacked up like you're gonna make a bonfire, but you're gonna sleep in it. And check this guy out. This big roundhouse with a long entranceway. I bet this is like built into the ground a bit. It might not be, but a lot of times structures like this, yeah, it looks like. So this is like straightforward. It kind of looks like it goes down a bit, and in many cases, that, like, you know, you do that because it helps to control the temperatures in your house, right? And so you can have it can be like lower down, and the earth is pulling some of the heat out, so it like cools the house down better. And I can tell you from personal experience right now, it is like 100 degrees. You want that thing cool. Yeah. I don't know, this is a neat little spot. And it looks like the squirrels are here. So this is a sweat lodge, or a sweat room. I'm not sure which terminology they're using for this one, but what they would do is crawl up in that, and on the inside of that they would just have a pile of rocks outside that they've been heating in a fire, and they'll bring them in one at a time and pour the water over them, and each one represents a different level of ancestor, and so you sit in there and commune with your ancestors, and it's pretty powerful. I've done it before. And it's about as emotional of a thing as you can imagine. But anyways, so this is really cool. Roundhouse, sweat house. and it is a sweat house out here right now. So, yeah, I checked out the museum. It was pretty cool. Talked to the guy in there, asked him a few questions about the local stuff, the local archaeology. Now, I'm gonna go find a cold drink and figure out what my next activity for the afternoon is gonna be. We'll see together. Well, I had me one of these guys, which was delicious. Into the trash. And it's Powerade. And made some, oh, I'm not done with that yet. Made some decisions. And since it is like 100 degrees out, I was thinking this would be a perfect time to go be in the trees. And so I think I'm going to go look at some sequoias. So let's go check them out. And the size of that thing. Well, I took the left to go to Wawona Point. There's the California tunnel tree. And right behind me here is the backside of what I just shot, the grizzly giant. So, still a nice wide path made for lots of people, but it's another 2.5 miles or so to Wawona Point, and there's a bunch of cool, supposed to be a bunch of cool different sequoias along the way. So it's only 4 o'clock, and I'm just gonna keep on trucking, baby. It's straight above me. Well, I have made it to the Mariposa Grove, where there's supposed to be a bajillion of these sequoias. And look at, you guys can see, we got a couple of mighty sequoias right there. Oh yeah. It's pretty awesome. I burned up that trail. I've got about a little over a mile left to get to Wawona. So I'm just kind of cruising. I got some shots, and I'll probably get a few more on the way down whenever it's, I mean, this is all uphill, so it's going to be all downhill. But I'm almost there, and then we'll get some more. Almost got it. It flew in close, but look at this monster. Holy moly. Wow. Oh, made it up to Wawona Point, and I just want to let you guys know it is 4:59. I got off that bus and started this hike around 3:40. I actually double checked a timestamp from a photo to be sure. About 4 miles in a little over an hour. I think it's, and it's like 1,200 feet of climb. I think that's about as fast as I've ever done any climb. Almost felt like through hiking speed. Crazy shit, but I made it up here. It's absolutely gorgeous, and nice breeze up here too. That was the other thing. It was hot as heck coming up that, man. But fortunately, it's like road grade, so I was able to burn it. Well, the view is pretty hazy. I mean, you just saw it. Not much else to see. There's like a tower up here, but yeah, I just drank some water. I'm gonna drink a little bit more, and then I guess start moseying back down through the sequoias. Yeah. So, Wawona Point in the bag, baby. Ring, 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 ring. Hello? Buy, sell, buy, sell. You know, as I'm hiking back down through the sequoias, this is the Mariposa Grove. Yeah, this is by far the quietest place that I've been in this park. I know that if you get into like the backcountry and stuff, backpacking, that you'll get away from the bulk of it, and you could actually find some peace and tranquility. Excuse me. But up here, it's not even that far, you know, like a little under 4 miles to the point, less than that to get up to the Grove. And then like once you get past the Grizzly Giant, there's almost nobody. And you know, I mean, it might also be that it's a Tuesday afternoon. I saw a few people headed down, but it's just silent and beautiful. Love it. Well, y'all, I'm going to keep this nice and brief. I had somewhere else that I wanted to be able to get a view for sunset, but I ended up having to wait like over an hour to get my ass from the Mariposa Grove down to my car, because they bus you up to where you go and hike and look at the sequoias and all of that. There was a trail I could have hiked down, but I've already done like 15 or 16 miles of hiking today, and I told you I crushed that Wawona thing, so I'm bushed, and I'm losing light fast now. So I just wanted to do this and just say, Yosemite, I mean, you've seen how much I've done, and there's no words, man. It's one of the coolest places ever, and I can't wait to come back. With that said, I hope you, I hope you enjoyed all the stuff that I saw. I'll try and see a little bit tomorrow before I head out of the park. But there's not much left to look at, I don't think. Alright, that's it. That's enough. Good night, y'all.